Okay, today I'm going to show you a handy trick that a couple guys do. You know, if you've got a boat and you want to keep all the weight in the rear, because you usually get a mile or two more speed out of it that way, and you've got more room for batteries in the back of your boat sometimes in the front, or sometimes, you know, they stick them down underneath the rod well and difficult to get into. You can move them to the back of your boat. Here's a quick, easy way to do that. We sell our red connectors online with 8 gauge pins, with 6 gauge pins, and with 10 gauge pins. You can actually take one of these. You can see I've got my trolling motor here. And I'm going to take these leads right here. I'm going to cut them off. And I'm going to grab my stripper. I'm going to strip about that much of the wire off, positive and negative. I'm going to take an 8 gauge, this is a 50-8 kit that we have. I'm going to take a pin, stick it on the negative side. Crimp that down. Sometimes it's good to hold the pin with the crimper. It's easier to hold them all together. I crimp that in nice and tight, so that's tight. Alright, and I'm going to take the other pin, put that on the positive side. Crimp that. I'm going to get that nice and tight in the crimper, and then I'm going to crimp that on. So those are cool. And if you look on the back of our red connectors, you'll see there's a positive and a negative. You want to insert the red one into the positive with the hook side down. If you push it in, you'll hear it snap. And I'm going to put the black one in on the negative side. Insert that all the way up there. If you have trouble pulling those in, you can actually stick a small device in there. You see there's a little spring-loaded trap piece in there. Push that down so it goes in a little easier. Snap, you can hear it snap when it goes in there. Take a little pressure to get them in there. Stop. When you crimp these, you want to make sure you put the crimp on the top of the thing with the hook pointed down. And you want to take our connector here, find the negative side, insert that in there, there's a pin inside that will actually catch that hook that was in there. And you hear it snap on there, okay? And when you do that, then you put the positive side in. Make sure the bill side's down. Push it all the way forward. You can see it snaps in there and connects there, okay? So now I've got my trolling motor hooked up. And I can use my jumper cable to go back to stop. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to take another one of our kits with 8-gauge wire. We're going to connect it to our 24-volt system to the back of the boat. Take a pin, put it on the negative side, push it up all the way. Remember to always crimp on the top of these, to put your crimp in the top, because they slide into our connectors better that way. I'll crimp that on there good. Take the other pin, I'm going to do the same thing with that one. Insert it on there like so. Crimp on the top. Got both of our pins put in there. On the bottom side of the connectors is a positive and a negative. You have to get that right. So I'm going to stick the negative on the negative side. You push that in until you hear it click on that pin in the front there. I'm going to take the positive one. Make sure it's on the right side, positive and negative, yep. Snap this one on like so. It snaps in there. You can hear it snap when it gets there. Now, in the rear of our boat, if we've moved our batteries back here, we can actually snap this in to the batteries back here. And this works with the ones with the onboard charging or non-onboard charging equipment that we have. And now I can take this jumper and I can actually hook it up to my trolling motor in the front, run the jumper wire through the boat all the way to the back and snap it into my 24-volt lead in the back. So now I have all my batteries in the back, maybe in a better spot than they are in the front, maybe easier to get to, and I can actually run that jumper across for the wire to do that. I wouldn't do it with the really big motors, the 110s and stuff like this, because this is 6-gauge wire. You might need 4, but for anything that's 72 amps or less, it'll work great. See you on the water. Have a great time fishing. Talk to you later.